What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Blunt Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Riah, aka Riah's Purpose on Instagram. So make sure you guys follow me, show love, and hop on the TikTok to go support Blunt Talk. We need you all to move over there. I see you guys supporting on Instagram, but we gotta, get our algorithm up on TikTok, because I'm telling y'all, we've been getting up there, but we need all the fans to come back over there, okay? So before we get into that, I need to introduce my guest in today's topic, which is such a great topic for me because it's something I struggled with and I've personally overcome, and I'm just proud of myself, and I know a lot of people have this same issue. So have you ever noticed that sometimes the people who love us the most get the worst version of us? The short temper, the cold responses, the distance. Meanwhile, strangers or acquaintances get patience and kindness. Why does that happen, and why do we often not realize that we're doing it? Today's episode is a special one because I'm sitting down with Aiyana, the founder of Innate Elements, a wellness brand rooted in intention, balance, and the idea of returning to what naturally is within us. Her work goes beyond just physical care. It's about creating space for people to reconnect with their mind, their body, and spirit, and to slow down in a world that constantly asks us to do the opposite. What I really love about what she represents is how she blends ancient wisdom and modern living, reminding people that healing isn't about doing more. Sometimes it's about softening, becoming aware, and allowing yourself to just be. So today, I just want to welcome Aiyana, and I'm happy that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
It's truly a pleasure.
Yes. I have been waiting for her to come on ever since my girl Mel came on. She introduced us, and she is such a sweet, pure soul. Like, when I met her, I knew she was genuine, so I had to have her on.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming and supporting me and what I do, and I hope I can do that for you as well in the future. So before we get into the topic today, I really want to get to know you and let the supporters get to know you and what you do. So for those who are just being introduced to you, who is Aiyana beyond your business?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Aiyana. I like to say, I'm just Aiyana. I'm all things Aiyana. I like to free float. To be completely honest, I just really like to be. Some days I am a professional. Some days I'm just
chill.
Mm-hmm. I am like an auntie. I'm a dog mama.
Yes. What's the name of your dog?
My dog is Yoda. Oh. He just turned 6 months Sunday. So that's my little
Happy
baby.
Birthday.
But I'm just Aiyana, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do all things. Like, I like to dance. I like to move. I like to just be creative.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to do nothing.
Yeah.
I really like quiet. I like nature. I like stillness. So I float. Sometimes I'm up. Sometimes I'm down.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I feel like sometimes we get caught into, like, putting on personas or like being up all the time and putting on a face, but like really just be you, and just let life flow. So I love that.
Thank you.
That's good. How would you describe your personal journey with healing and balance?
Girl, a journey. Literally, it is. I feel like it's a daily obligation to be like, no, it's a daily commitment is a better word.
Yeah.
Because every day I feel like I'm just committing to something new, per se. Every day, different feelings, different emotions, different things that maybe have just been covered, you know what I'm saying? That I'm kind of like revealing based upon interactions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sense.
So like every day is just a daily commitment to just trying to be better than I was the day before or last week, or 10 minutes prior.
Yes,
you know
literally.
What I'm saying? Sometimes we catch ourselves.
Yes.
Like, it's really just like a daily commitment, to be honest. Some days is better than most.
Yeah.
Every day I'm truly not trying to heal. Healing just happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's real, because I feel like that's what I go through too. Like sometimes I'd be like kind of hard on myself. Like when I set back, I see myself setting back maybe in like my mindset or something I've done, or I make a mistake, and I'm like, dang, you've grown from that. But as long as you catch yourself and you know how to recognize that, self accountability, I feel like that is real, and that's the only thing you can really ask for, is to be able to see, what you're lacking in.
Yes. No, I agree.
Yeah. Can you tell us about Innate Elements and what inspired you to create it?
Okay, so Innate Elements, I absolutely, it's my baby right now, because it is something that was just created from a merger partnership. So prior to Innate Elements, I have been an esthetician for about 6 years.
Wow.
And I just network, to be completely honest. Everything that I do, my work that I do is honestly soul work, because it's things that I need for myself, that I do the self-work for myself, and then I bring to my people, to my community, the education aspect and just the intention behind it.
Yeah.
So I started off as Urban Beauty. Urban Beauty was Urban Beauty for a while, and then I was introduced to my partner. Her name is Cindy. She's a massage therapist. And we just started to just fuse. We literally just were two peas in a pod.
Wow.
It just kind of just meshed together. So we kind of just fuse aesthetics with massage therapy, and like all the ancient wisdom wisdom that we kind of like have, and how the intention that we put into our services, because it's not just a service, it's not just anything like that. It's a full-blown experience. Like,
for sure,
we create literally personalized experience. Everybody that comes to see me, we connect.
Yeah, you know, I gotta get up in there.
So definitely come see us. But honestly, it's just something that we just came together. We had like God, like God and divine timing was just so crazy. We just needed what she needed, I needed.
Yeah.
And we just kind of came together, and it just happened, and it just worked. So Innate Elements was just birthed. And we're just growing our baby, just planting those seeds, making sure that we're intentional, creating those solid foundations, so that when we rise, everything it flourishes.
That's beautiful. That's literally the definition of purpose. Like, when things just flow like that, and it just happens so naturally, and like one day you're doing this, and the next day it's like, wow, I'm here. That is God. That's literally God's timing, and you have to just go with what His timing is for you. Because sometimes we try to force things, and we try to stay where we're not supposed to be.
Absolutely.
But sometimes He forces you out of those places, and you have to just go with it. And then I'm so you're happy that you did. That is beautiful, for real. And I can't wait to come up and be a part of that. That is so dope. Literally, oh my God, I got chills. I love your message about wellness rooted in ancient wisdom. What does that mean to you in practice? Like, using your ancient wisdom, like, what does that exactly mean?
So when I think about ancient wisdom, honestly, I think about like remedies and rituals and things that we grew up on. Like, let's just like get all the fluff out. Like, let's think about like things that we grew up on, things that may have just be like your grandma taught you.
Yes, I was just thinking
you sit
that,
in the kitchen and you watching somebody doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like think about like teas, like remedies when you're sick or anything like that per se. That's what the ancient wisdom kind of is. Things that we grew up on, things that we've just learned from our ancestors.
Maybe
or like,
have grown apart from. Yeah.
Absolutely, that we kind of just stepped apart from, and then like coming in adult or coming to teenage age or anything like that, realizing like, oh, they was right. This actually does work. Like, it's actually good for you.
That's real.
And it's nourishing for the body, and it's like, it's rich, it's made from soil. Like, you know, we can grow it ourselves.
Yes.
We can heal ourselves. So kind of just going back to our roots.
Yeah, and that's important, because I feel like in this day and age, like, a lot of them are trying to put us on these medications and these pills and stuff, and there's so much natural remedies for things that we can use, and a lot of people are just like blind to that. So I love what you do, because that lets people know that you can heal yourself. You don't have to always trust a doctor or have to go to a doctor for every little thing, because half the time they don't even fucking help you. Like, they really don't. Like, I've had gut issues for so long, and every time I went to the doctor, they wouldn't do anything for me. And then as I started juicing and like studying like what greens to be eating and what things to put in my body, I ain't got no gut issues.
You start balancing out your hormones.
It's crazy.
You start learning. It's a lack of education.
Yes, literally.
To be honest, and I think they hide the education from us. Like, they hide education from us. They don't want us to know certain things, so we're reliant upon government and society and all the things.
And then we're relying on you guys, and you still don't help us. So that's like the thing,
we don't treat the root cause of things.
Because they want you to keep coming back.
We treat symptoms, but not like the root of things. So everything that we do at Innate Elements, we're treating root causes.
Yes.
So it's not a quick fix. You're not just gonna be like we are a one-stop shop, but you can't just come to us one time and be like, oh, my problems are done.
Yeah.
You may feel great. You will feel great.
But you should continue.
And you'll be like, oh no, I gotta continue to do this, because it's a daily commitment.
Anything good, I know this doesn't come easily, and it doesn't come in a drop of a dime. Like, everything that's good for you and great for you is worth the wait. And it's worth the time, the patience, the effort. You have to put all that into, especially your body. Like, you're going to live for a long time if you put your, all your stuff into your body, like all the good things in your body, and you focus on that, and your health and your self-preservation, your mental health.
Absolutely.
All of that is just going to make your life better for your kids, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, even if you don't want kids, like, people want you around for longer, and we love connection over here. So take care of your body, okay?
Health is wealth.
Health is definitely wealth always. What kind of experience do you want people to have when they come to you or interact with your brand? I know you said that it's very like, it's not surface level. It's very, you create a instant connection with your people. So what exactly is this experience you want to give them?
To be honest, a nervous system regulation. Like, I want to reset your nervous system. I want to regulate your nervous system. A lot of times, like, we ripping and we running. A lot of the things, like, like today, we're in hustle culture. No, For real.
We always
We're in hustle culture. Like, we just have to go, get. And it's mostly because we need to. Like, the world we live in and the economy that we're in, like, requires us to.
Yes.
So when you step into, like, Innate Elements, when you, it's going to sound so, I don't want to sound cliche, but when you breathe the air, when you open the door, like, a breath of fresh air, I want you to just be able to just, like, feel the breath of fresh air, just, like, really just regulate your nervous system. If that just takes 10 minutes of silence, if that just takes me teaching you how to breathe
properly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just that. Even if it's not a full-blown, like, service. Of course, services is needed, but I just want to regulate your nervous system.
Yeah.
And that'll just ultimately, you will have a better mood. You'll be able to show up a little bit lighter, feel a little bit lighter. Don't feel like you're carrying the world. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, let me just regulate your nervous system.
Yeah, if she was promoting, this is a great promotion because, listen, I'm in there, like, as soon as possible because that's something I need sometimes. Sometimes I struggle with taking breaks and just breathing. Like, sometimes you forget to breathe, literally. Like, you forget to just...
Yes.
You know, like, and really just take everything in, you know, the world around you, even the people around you, the experiences you're having, the feelings that you're going through. Sometimes we really don't take that moment to just sit. And it's so important. Stillness is so important. So
absolutely.
Yes, I can't wait to be a part. How has helping others heal impacted your own growth?
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the more that I'm able to help other people, like, helping other people opens my eyes, it opens my ears, it opens my mind to maybe experiences and just life in itself that I maybe have not experienced.
Yeah.
It kind of humbles me in a way because, like, my chest can be high. Like, you know, like, I can just live outside of myself where I could just feel all the different emotions and all the different things. So giving back to people and helping people navigate more so, it softens my heart.
Yeah.
It truly does soften my heart. And I just feel like I'm bridging a gap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From lack of education, just lack of knowledge and lack of maybe resources and anything to that capacity. So yeah, it truly just softens me.
Yeah, it brings out that empathy and, like, sympathy for others, because I feel like that's a big thing. Like, sometimes we don't put ourselves in other people's shoes, so, like, it's easy to judge and it's easy. But when you're in those type of environments where you're healing people and you see, like, everything behind, you know, the scenes, like, not just what they're putting out, not just the anger that they're showing to people, not just this, that, you see the root causes.
Absolutely.
It makes you like, oh wow, like, there's a reason for everything. You know, everyone goes through things and not everybody's able to process those things correctly, and that's not just directly a attribution to who they are, because sometimes you just don't know.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you really just don't know. Yeah. From your experience working closely with people, do you feel like unprocessed emotions like anger show up in ways people don't always recognize?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, have you, like, had clients that you've, like, helped with that? Really? She's like,
yeah.
Like,
because honestly, I feel like naturally, like, unprocessed anger can show up attitude. It could show up just like you're just quick to respond. You know what I'm saying? You can just be cutting people off. You can just show up a little bit arrogant. You can be, like, really short-tempered, low patience. And it's just like, girl, take a deep breath.
yeah.
Like, let's not even think about why you're upset right now. Let's just breathe. Let's really just breathe. Let's slow it down. Even think about why you're upset and just breathe it through, to be completely honest. So I feel like it shows up just in conversation. It could just show up in your posture. You could just be tough and just rough.
Stiff.
Your face, like your muscles, everything is just like, just
Tense,
entangled.
yeah.
Yes, intense. So I definitely help, just like, I like to use, like, aromatherapy. So different kind of, like, scents, different kind of everything. It naturally just relaxes you a little bit. Like, you cannot be upset when you're just smelling. Like, you know, you can't
that's
even
facts.
just,
I'm the happiest when we was just smelling the candles.
The candle. Like,
Bath and Body Works, I'd be the calmest in there, okay?
all it takes sometimes is just a breath. Like, literally.
Yeah, I heard, like, your senses is, like, the main way to calm your nervous system, is, like, to utilize your senses and, like, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel right now in this moment? And, like, that really grounds you and it helps you, like, just navigate through life. So that does make sense. And I've had people tell me like to do the aromatherapy thing, like to get certain scents that they help you like go through certain emotions and relax. So that is really good. I want to get into that for sure.
I can tell you some things.
Yes. Like, girl, I'm gonna be in there. You think I'm joking? On that note, I want to shift into our topic. So have you ever taken your anger out on the wrong person, or do you seem to always find yourself in the receiving end?
I could say a little bit of both. I can definitely hold myself accountable and say my attitude be attituding.
She have her days, y'all.
Sometimes I'm just a little bit feisty because I have a long day. I feel like I'm just feeling.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm just in the feels. Sometimes I'm sad, I'm in my feelings. Sometimes I'm upset. Sometimes I can't even really explain what I'm feeling. Most times I'm probably feeling somebody else's emotions, to be completely honest. In the way that just show up, I can be short-tempered. I can really just be low patience. I might not be present. So, yes.
Yeah, I feel like I go through that a lot too, like on both ends. Like you said, like sometimes I catch myself like, dang, you really kind of jumped the gun there. Like you could have just been a little more patient, or like you could have just, realized what the person was doing for you in that moment. Because sometimes like people, they try to be there for you, and sometimes they're not doing it in the way you want them to, but at least they give a fuck to even try. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I feel like sometimes we kind of just like be shutting our walls up, or because we're so intense or angry or upset in this moment, we don't know how to take anything good in. And that's something I had to learn too, like check myself and be like, okay, do I want to stay in this, or am I going to take the tools that they're giving me? You know what I'm saying? So that's true. And definitely with the receiving end part, I ain't gonna lie, I be getting mad. But it's like when people do that to me, it's like I get upset, but it's like, dang, like I do that too sometimes. Like, like I can't be so judgmental. I can't just be so, oh, you're a bad person because you did it to me this one time. Like I've messed up and done that. So like, giving people grace as well as you give yourself,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's real. So for me, like the definition of misplaced anger is like displaced aggression, which is when someone directs their anger towards a safer or easier target instead of the real source. So like, say I'm upset because they didn't give me the raise that I was supposed to get at work, and now I'm just going to my best friend's house, giving her the side eye, not really talking to her, kind of ignoring her, because I know that she's a safe place for me, and she's just gonna let me do that. That's not really a good thing to do, because first of all, you're manipulating and you're using people that are really there for you, you know what I'm saying, and misusing them in the wrong ways. And I feel like that's one of the worst things. Like, I love to be used and utilized. Like, I just shared a post like this. Like, I love to be utilized. I don't like to be misused. Yeah. So I feel like everybody is, there to help you, especially the ones that are closest to you. And when you do things like that, it kind of makes them like, maybe I shouldn't, try to help you. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about that?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be times where maybe either I'm venting to someone about a situation, and Lord have mercy if they don't agree with me. If they don't understand, if they don't understand like my point of view, or at least if I feel as if they aren't hearing me, you don't have to agree with me.
But hear my perspective.
Yeah. If I feel like I don't want to hear nothing. I'm shut down.
Yeah.
And that's just the human side of me. Before I self-reflect, before I actually analyze all the things, I'm in my emotions and I'm leading with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing, and I don't feel like that's fair to them, because how dare I come to a safe space and then I shut you out? How dare I come to a safe space and now making you my enemy? You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare I?
Right. Yeah.
That's literally how I feel. How dare I? But then it's like, when the roles are reversed, am I still showing up knowing that I do that to people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it kind of goes hand in hand, because I'm not always. I'm human. I'm human all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sometimes I'm listening to a friend vent, and I'm like, well, girl, let's run this back a little bit. Let me say this to you so you can hear how it sounds. And now they got an attitude. And the initial response is to have an attitude back, because like I'm defending but me being a friend or whatever I am to you, it's also like I have to give you your space to feel what you're feeling, and then maybe we can circle back to this.
Yes.
Let's pin this right now. Let's circle back so we could just talk about like, girl, that's not even necessary.
Yes.
And then, other people hold me accountable to that capacity.
That's real. Yeah. I go through that a lot with my best friend. She'd be like, girl, just let me be mad. I'm like, I'm sorry. I see this part and this part. And it's like, but sometimes you just have to sit back, and sometimes people just need an ear. Sometimes people just need to let go, and that's okay. If you're a safe space for them, like, that they should be able to do that, like they should be able to girl, I don't feel like this was fucked up. I don't care about all the other stuff, but this was fucked up. And they were right. It's okay for them to feel that way. And then, like you said, circle back. And I feel like that's why we have to hold ourselves accountable. Like, we all do that.
Absolutely.
It's not like we're all perfect. It's not like we're just, I handle all my situations perfectly. Like, no, we all mess up. We all, maybe have a bad day, and, give people other people grace to have bad days as well, So we often hurt the safe people because subconsciously we know that they won't abandon us.
Right.
So I feel like that's also like another way of misusing, because it's like, oh, well, I know she's just gonna be here. She's never gonna not be my friend. So it's like, she'll get over it tomorrow. Like, and I feel like that's just so mean, and like kind of like, I could just treat you any type of way because I know you love me. And like, I've been in relationships like that, like with family and friends and stuff like that. And it's like, I never want to be that person. I never want to feel, I don't ever want nobody close to me to feel like I just think they're always going to be there and I can just do whatever because they're always going to be there,
Right.
Yeah. Why do you think people sometimes treat strangers better than the people closest to them?
Because a stranger has no perception of you. Like a stranger, they don't know you. So you can have your own persona. You can show up whatever to a stranger versus someone who actually know you, who may grew up with you, who can hold you accountable, who can be like,
your shit.
Girl, stop it. You what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it's a perspective look.
Yeah, for sure. Like, for example, me and my best friend, I could tell her probably something that like her other friends that maybe they're not as close or they haven't been friends as long or whatever, they might, enable certain things. But then I'll be like, we've talked about this. We've talked about this. You've said you wanted to grow from this. You've said, you know what I'm saying? I can check her on that because I know her and I know what her goals are. I know what her true intentions are. And when you know that about a person, you know who their true character is, you can call them out when they're stepping out of it. But when you don't truly know a person, like she said, your perspective is so different because you think this is who they are and you're just accepting them for who they are. But that's really, sometimes we're not living in our true self, at that moment, at every moment of the day. Do you think we're always aware when we're projecting anger onto the wrong person, or do you think that it really comes to like only people that really are able to self-reflect probably can do that?
No, I don't think we're conscious of it. Most times I believe that it is a formed habit because it's just kind of like a reaction.
Like a trauma response. Yeah.
I don't think that sometimes. I don't think that we're aware of it. And other times when I do believe that we are aware of it, we're not subconsciously aware to make a difference. We're just aware to be aware.
Right.
Not to hold ourselves accountable or to care enough to the capacity of like, this is wrong, let me fix myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, I feel like a lot of people really do lack self-accountability in this society, like because everybody just makes it cool to like be arrogant. Honestly, everybody makes it cool to think that you're right and nobody else is right. Nobody can tell you anything. Your perspective is the only perspective that matters. So I feel like when you're living in a society like that, in a world like that, it's easy to forget other people's emotions, forget how you treat other people, forget about how you affect other people in their life, in their world, in their jobs. And so I feel like that's definitely real. I feel like most of the time it is subconscious because it's a formed habit, like you said. Living every day where people are just shoving your feelings to the side, you start doing that to other people. You know what I'm saying? And we have to all be conscious of how we treat others because that's all going to come back to you. If you want to be a good person to other people, all that's going to come back to you. But if you want to be a bitch to other people, people going to be a bitch to you, So you just have to, treat people how you want to be treated, truthfully.
I also believe that, like, just coming from a growth aspect of myself, I feel like I used to do that a lot. And it was a formed habit I just didn't know. I didn't have people in my life that would hold me accountable. So when you don't have people in your life that hold you accountable to a standard or to a truth or to anything, to be honest, you learn the hard way. Yeah. You go through situations and then you just like, damn. I fucked up. So now you got to right your wrongs. You know what I'm saying? So I do also see the side of like some people just don't know what they don't know. To be honest, some people are like literally living every day in like a growth space of like you have to experience things to learn things. I am somebody, I'm not gonna say I hate it about myself, but I do learn the hard way. Same. I'm a little bit stubborn and hard-headed. So I do also feel like you gotta learn the hard way sometimes. You gotta like break some barriers.
Yeah.
And do some things so that you can learn how to hold yourself accountable, or you come across people that will hold you accountable, and it's all because they love you, or like they respect you, or they see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you really don't know what you're doing, girl. Stop it before it gets worse.
God, I can literally connect with that so much because I was the same way. Like I said, I suffered from this exact thing that we're talking about, having misplaced anger, like especially from like being in my such a trauma-filled like childhood.
Absolutely.
Like not feeling heard, not feeling seen, feeling like what I felt didn't matter. So when I got to a certain age where I was on my own and I was doing me, I kind of was like arrogant to everybody's opinions, you know, like I really don't care about what you feel. This is my life, you know, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out. And I won't care, you know. So I was stuck in that space for a long time until. And I feel like I stood there so long because I was surrounded by not only enablers, but people that were worse off than me.
Absolutely.
As far as like, because I used to think I was bad, but my friends was bad, or I ain't gonna lie, like my friends, they didn't give a fuck about how they treated people, you know? And I feel like that kind of made me feel like I was good, you know, because like, oh, they a little worse than me. So it's like, I can't be that bad. But like, no, you still have growth to do. And I feel like coming across certain relationships, like for example, my girl Sarah, like she helped change my life a lot. And I give her flowers all the time because her personality, her character, her being, first of all, her meeting me where I was at and not judging me, but also, like you said, holding me accountable and having those deep conversations with me and let me know, you're not angry, Mariah, you're hurt about something.
Absolutely.
You're mad about this, but it's because you're hurt about this and you don't want people to see that. You know, you just put on this barrier, you know? So I feel like having those people that care enough about you to see you for who you truly are and pull those good parts out of you is so important, because without those type of people, I don't think I would be who I am today, you know, if I never came across those type of people, you know?
And some people are just around you because, like, let's talk about manipulation. That's a whole nother topic, but like they will manipulate you into whatever, to be completely honest, like friends, family,
To
the
fulfill
whole
their
nine.
needs and
Absolutely.
their wants, yeah.
So it's like being cognizant of that.
Yes.
Trying to discern that, trying to maneuver that as well. So definitely had to, you know, go through life in its ebbs and flows to really feel like, okay, I learned. Let me be aware, open my eyes, God, open my ears.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah,
for sure, experiencing things yourself will change your perspective, because sometimes people can tell you a lot of things, but it took me like losing opportunities, losing relationships, losing people I really cared about.
Absolutely.
You know, it really took all those things for me to even see that there was an issue, you know, because sometimes if people, like you said, if everyone around you is just amping you up and making you feel like you're that girl, you know, you don't know that there's something wrong until
Absolutely.
you know. Have you ever realized after the fact that someone wasn't really the person you were upset with? Like in the moment you were going off and then you're like, wait, I'm sorry. You're not even who I'm mad at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like it happens it happens more times than I
Can
probably
count.
realize it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I want to say maybe for the past couple years, I've just been in so my presence haven't been present. So sometimes when you're not present maneuvering, you're literally just going. So you're going to get
Surviving.
this. You might get this. You might get this. And then some people might get the soft, the sweet, the feminine, all the other things. So yeah.
And that's why, I feel like that's why everybody has like different perceptions of people, because you might not get the same version that another person gets.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's so hard to really know someone's true character. And that's why it's so important for you not to judge people off of one encounter or one circumstance, because you really don't know if that's really their character. This could have just been a bad day they were having. This could have been a bad year they were having.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know that, there's probably people that met me 2 years ago and was like, she is a bitch. Like, I don't like her. And it's like, but now they probably be like, oh my God, like she's so uplifting. She's so supportive. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it also be willing to let go and to, you know, forgive. And like I said, meet people where they're at, because sometimes it just takes that one person to see that that's not who you truly are. Because sometimes we don't even think we should grow because we feel like nobody's going to accept our growth. Nobody's going to be like, oh, well, she's not like that anymore. So like, you know, but they're just going to keep reminding you. So you're like, you know, maybe I'll just stay a bitch then, you know, but no, you should always want growth for yourself, not just for other people, you know, but it will help your relationships moving forward as well. Is misplaced anger more about emotional immaturity, unhealed trauma, or something else?
All of the above. I believe that it's different for everybody, but you have to get down to the root of it.
Yeah.
You have to get down to the root of your emotions, where things are stemming from, when it happened, how it happened. You have to get to the root of it. I always say, like, you have to feel it in order to heal it.
I can attest to that, because that's something I was stuck in. I was stuck in a cycle of like kind of like realizing it, but then unrealizing it. Like, oh yeah, maybe I should grow at this part, and then I'm like, wait, no, this is not my fault. Like, no, this is your fault. You know, projecting onto other people, letting other people dictate my emotions.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, letting other people pull out parts of me that I knew I've grown from. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuck in that cycle, and I was like, you know what? This is only going to stop if I make it stop. You know, if I choose to be in control of my own emotions, my own body, everything that I'm feeling, and learning how to express what I'm feeling, because that's something I really struggled with, and that's why I had so much inside of me, because I just want to be strong all the time. Yeah. How much does pride or ego play into blaming the wrong person?
I feel like 80-90% of it, to be honest.
For sure. For sure. I had a big ego thing. Like I told you, I was very arrogant. I felt like it was a trauma response for me. Like, you know what? Nobody cared about my feelings, so I don't care about nobody else's feelings. And it was really just like, I'm right. And I feel like that is a big part. Like, pride and ego is a big part of why you treat people the way you do and don't really feel remorse, because you feel like they either deserve it, or like you tell yourself that, and you make excuses for your behavior, and you put yourself as like, this is my world and nobody else is in it. And I feel like that is just a big arrogance thing. So like, I agree. I feel like it's almost, like you said, 90% like the reason, other than unhealed trauma and stuff like that.
It's like lack of emotional intelligence. Because to believe that the world just revolves around you, to believe that everything is me, I, what world are you living in? You know how many people?
Right.
How many? Come on. Like, that is just not realistic. It's not realistic. So you got to get out of that bubble. You got to get out of like self.
And I feel like it's hypocritical in a sense too, because those be the same people that expect everyone else to cater to their emotions and to understand where they're coming from and their perspective, but they can't do that for other people. So it's like, make it make sense. Like, if you want empathy, if you want sympathy, if you want support, you have to give that to other people.
Absolutely.
And you're not. So if you can't, that's kind of like just gaslighting at that point. Because it's like, why do you expect so much out of me and you can't give me a drop of empathy? You know, like, it's just kind of sad. But, you know, I do feel like it's not like I'm not judging. I've been there. We talking from personal experience. Like, but we just saying like that is a big part of it, you know? Why do you think accountability is so difficult when emotions are involved?
Because it's hard to see ourselves. It's hard, for some people, it's hard to accept truth. And if we're being honest, we're not right all the time. Would you like to be right all the time?
Of course.
So I feel like it's hard. It's hard to digest it. It's hard to accept it. It's hard to sit in it for a little bit. And then you got a game plan. I want to say it's best to game plan with yourself or with God, whatever you believe in per se.
Yeah.
To then figure out how to move forward and to not be that way. So I do just believe that like it's a lot. Everything has to do with like self.
Yeah.
Like, can I accept myself? Is it okay for me to be wrong? Like, is it okay for somebody else to correct me? Do I know how to receive that and digest it and actually comprehend it without projecting, maybe playing victim or like just blaming other person, thinking that they judging you when the whole time they see you for you? It's hard to see ourselves. It's 90% of the world don't see themselves. We live in a world where everything is like perfect.
Yeah.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's false.
Performative.
We see glimpses of performances and we think that that's life, and that's not. Everything that we see is not real.
It's not.
I've always been somebody of like, what you see is not real.
Yeah.
Do not believe what you see. Like, believe what you feel. I'm very intuitive, and it goes up and down sometimes. But I don't believe a lot of things. I don't like everything that glitter and gold.
Yeah.
I truly wholeheartedly believe that, because everything is made to look pretty.
And that's why I literally started this podcast, because I like to talk about things that are not glitz and glam, that are not the popular topics, that are not the things that are just going to give me viral clips.
Right.
And I feel like they're so under talked about, and people just feel like everyone is perfect and nobody's going through what they're going through. And that's why mental health is so messed up right now, because everybody just feels like what they see on Instagram is real and they have to measure up to that. And I just want them to see, like, I'm look at me, I'm on camera and all that, but look, this is what I'm going through.
Absolutely.
This is what I've came from. This is what I'm still going through, you know? And it's like, on top of that, like, even believing in God, like, when I was young, when I was arrogant and all that, I used to be like, I don't believe God is real. He wouldn't be letting me go through all these things. I wouldn't be in so much pain. I wouldn't be in this abusive relationship. I wouldn't be in this abusive household. I wouldn't be, like, you know, I would just blame all my circumstances of the world onto him. And it's like, what you just said was so real. Don't believe in what you see, believe in what you feel. And I had to remember, like, I always felt something there protecting me in some sort of way or form. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that I feel like what you said was so real, because a lot of times we just believe in everything we see, but we don't think about that gut feeling that we get when we're looking at that, or when we're seeing those people behave the way they behave. And like, do you see that and feel connected to that, or do you just see it and want to be that?
Absolutely.
You know? Oh, that's so real. Like, you literally give me chills when you said that. What does it do to a relationship when someone is constantly on the receiving end of misplaced anger?
I feel like it begins to just deteriorate. Like, you weaken people's trust. You weaken people, like, their trust in you, their faith in you, their just ability to just show up and how they love you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then you start to receive love, like, harden. Like, they dishing out what you give to them. You know what I'm saying? Now you're actually, like, it gets tough. It gets really, really, really tough. So,
yeah, or they disconnect from you completely.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm going to get real vulnerable. I have a situation where I had to cut somebody out of my life that is very, very close to me. But it was to a point where for years and years since I can count, this person has just put all their problems onto me and projected all their anger onto me, no matter how supportive I was, no matter how loving I was. And at one point, I just had to tell myself, like, I'm not no one's punching bag. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And you have to tell yourself that just because you love somebody doesn't mean you can't love them from a distance. Just because, you know, like, sometimes it takes that for people to grow and self-reflect.
Absolutely.
So sometimes don't look at it as I'm gonna hurt this person. I don't want them to think I don't love them. Let them think what they're gonna think, because they're gonna think what they think no matter what. But you know what you know, and I know how pure my heart is. I know the love that I have for that person. So I don't have to prove that by sticking around and dealing with trauma, more trauma than I've already grown. I'm already growing from my childhood trauma. I don't want to keep putting myself in situations where I just feel misused all the time, you know? Like, that's just not fair to you as a person, especially if you're trying to grow.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it was pulling out old parts of me that I did not like. Like you said, giving it back, dishing it back out.
Yeah. And I think the hardest part is, like, you detaching from a person or whatever the case may be. It's hard to. I've detached from people that, like, love bad. Yes. Like, would never, whatever. Based upon just being in different seasons of my life, to just be like, this isn't fair to the both of us. Yeah. It's not fair to the both of us. To whatever space you are in life that you think that this may be okay, or that you just maybe haven't learned how to maneuver, how to be accountable, how just different character development, you know what I'm saying? So I think that, like, detaching from someone or something that you may love wholeheartedly, deeply, maybe unconditionally, I think that's harder, because you're walking away from maybe all that you know, all that you felt. And do you really want to? Probably not. No. But is it what's best for you? Absolutely. And I do believe that, like, absence is required. Sometimes you gotta, it sounds bad, but, like, I go cold turkey with a lot of things. Like, I go cold turkey, and like, when I was doing, like, I used to cut people off. Cut them off. Straight. And from a simple point of, like, yes, that hurt my feelings. Yes, this was wrong. Or maybe I don't know how to communicate with you. Maybe I don't even know how to deal with this, but I know that, like, enough is enough, per se. And I used to feel shame about it. Because I do believe that people do need closure. Yes. And people do need to, like, you know, just that safe space to just be like, okay, this is enough. You go this way, you go that way. But then also to just be like, no. Like, you're better than this. I'm better than this. This is where you are. And I love you regardless.
Yes.
To walk away from something and to not have no animosity,
Yes.
no envy, no hate, no nothing in your heart, just pure. That's always my ultimate goal.
Literally.
I would just hate to, at this big old age, I would hate to just be like cutting off connections or relationships that I built just because you upset me.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's something deeper than that and we can have a conversation about it, then okay.
That's real. And I feel like that's when you know when you have to cut it off, though. Like, if you don't even feel comfortable to express, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like in my case that, like, it's like, how many times am I going to tell you that you're hurting me? You know what I'm saying? For you to just not care. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially like you said, like, we're grown. And at some point, you have to be accountable for your own actions. And we can't just continue to blame how hard life is and how this is and this is. We have to be self-accountable and self-aware of how we're treating other people, especially when they're telling you. You know what I'm saying? When they're telling you that you're hurting them and you're claiming to love people, you're claiming to want people in your life, treat them that way. Treat them like you want them in your life. Like you said, you're going to make mistakes. But for example, like, if me and my best friend get into it, or if she feels like I said something a little judgy or a little, like, she can call me out on that, and that's not going to end our friendship.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to make me gaslight her into thinking that how she feels is not what she feels. A real friendship knows how to just, wow, I hurt you, even though I didn't mean to. Wow, like, I'm sorry. That's not my intention, and that I will do better next time. You know what I'm saying? But that's real friendship. And I feel like we get in this world where we feel like real friendship is enabling and just allowing you to be whoever you are, no matter how it affects me. Loyal. That's not loyalty. That's not love. That's not respect. Like, anybody who respects you wants you to operate at your highest frequency. Nobody wants you to be down in the dumps, creating all this chaos for yourself and others. Nobody would want that for anybody that they love. So I feel like true love and just respect comes down to just caring about how the other person feels and how you're affecting them. Yeah.
Consideration. I always say consideration is the highest form of love for me.
Thank you.
Consider me.
Consider me.
Consider me. And that's just like especially in friendships.
Yes.
Especially in like partnerships.
Yes.
Especially just like in any type of intimate relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's platonic as well. All of it entails of it all. Consider me. That's it.
For sure. Consider how everything just affects not only me, but both of us. You know what I'm saying? Because half the time you're not just hurting me, you're hurting yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think love sometimes causes people to tolerate behavior they shouldn't? Like, I know we just talked about that. Like, I think that's one of the main reasons we tolerate things that we don't accept, because you love people so much that you think you can love them into changing, or you think you can love them out of those dark spaces, but really people have to want to be better.
I feel like love kind of blinds you. It like blurs your vision a little bit, your senses and stuff like that, from all the emotions that is entangled into it. Yeah. Depending on, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be friendships. It can be completely platonic.
Yes.
It can just be in your daily encounters. It could be with coworkers. The relationship, I feel like it doesn't really matter, but I do feel like if you have any form of love for somebody, you can be blind to somebody's way of life, way of thinking, way of being, until you like separate yourself, get still, get quiet, and really just be real. Like the veil has to be lifted at some point in time. Yeah. For you to be real with yourself and for you to see what's actually in front of you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like it's an empathy thing too, because like when you love someone and you know what they've been through, or you know, like, you know, these things, then you make excuses over and over again for their behavior. You're like, oh, well, maybe it's because of this, you know, and they never learned this. And, you know, but then it's like, I had to look at myself and be like, wow, like, you've been through this, you've been through that, and you've grown from that because you've chosen to grow from that. Absolutely. So it's like, at some point, I do have to hold you accountable. You know, I can't just keep making excuses because of love. And that's why I say love is the ultimate consideration, and love and respect all go hand in hand. And you can't just love somebody out of trauma. You can't just love somebody out of treating people bad. Like, they have to see it, and they have to want better for themselves. So yeah, I agree.
It'll resurface.
It'll resurface. Like a cycle.
Yeah.
At what point should someone set boundaries with a person who is projecting onto them? And I feel like I said something about this. Like, I feel like it's when you feel like there's no conversation that can be had. Like when you constantly bring this up, or say you do express how you feel and it gets shot down, or you're gaslit in that moment, I feel like that is when you know it's like, okay, maybe it takes separation. Maybe it takes isolation, you know, from that person for them to see the good that you put in their life. Because sometimes people just will act like you're nothing good to them. Like I said, projecting all that misplaced anger onto you, and whole time you're the number one support system for them. So I feel like maybe sometimes isolating from them is the best thing. But yeah, I would say it's when there's no conversation to be had.
I believe that, and this is not something that I practice. This is something that I want to start practicing.
Right.
But I honestly believe that boundaries should be set in place the first time you see it. Like the first time you see something that may just shift your energy or may raise a little bit of question or anything like that. I do believe as adults, this big old age I like to say, because I love how that sounds.
We grown.
We should just be able to just be like, hey, this, depending on the situation, depending on all the things. But I do believe, like, at first sight, lay your boundaries out. I always say, I like to put myself in position to be like, lay it out all on the table.
Yeah.
So then I'm giving you choice. I'm giving you free will, opportunity to then choose. Because as long as I'm vocal enough with you where my boundaries are, where my wants, where the needs in any type of relationship is, that is now your choice. And then now for me is to discern how you maneuver with what I've given you. Ooh. And going back to the fact of like consideration is the highest form of love. Will you consider the fact of these are my boundaries?
Wow, that's
because
real.
I don't want to give somebody the opportunity to like, okay, I caught it. You did it again. Third time's a charm. Now let me say something. Because I feel like I've done that prior. And I've given too many times, too many opportunities.
Yeah.
And then I put myself in a position where it's like, should I say something now? Or I'm going to let her get me on a good day and she going to just hear it all. You know, I don't feel like that's fear. I feel like at that point in time, it's manipulation.
Yes.
I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And I know I know what I'm capable of doing. So that's not fair to you.
Yeah.
So let me just lay it out on the table because I love you and I care about you. And I don't want this to go any further.
Yeah.
So let's just lay it on the table now. And then let's see where it goes from there.
Right.
Because then you'll be able to discern. You should be able to discern.
For sure.
How to maneuver forward afterwards.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big reason why also, like, when you do come to people after they done did something to you 4, 5, 7, 8 times and you let it slide, it's hard for them to take accountability because they're like, well, you didn't, like, you never expressed this before.
Yeah.
Like, you've never expressed this before. But if the first time they did that to you and you're like, I don't accept that. That is not okay. I won't be talking to this way. You know, I need this type of respect or whatever. Like when you set those boundaries from forefront, it's easier for people to respect you because they know who they dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, when they don't know who they dealing with, it kind of comes off as manipulation. Like, oh, you waited to tally up all these reasons. Yeah. Like, it's like kind of like you're writing down in your playbook how many times it takes for you to cut them off, or like, it's like you waiting for that opportunity. And it's like, you have to give people the opportunity to meet you where you're at, see what they're doing wrong, and grow from that. So that's real. How can people start identifying the real source of their anger?
Sitting with themselves.
Gotta go see my girl.
I truly think we have to sit with ourselves. We just gotta sit with ourselves. Sit with ourselves when we're upset. Sit with ourselves after a conversation, after an argument, after anything that may have just shifted our spirit in any form of way, whether it made you sad, whether it made you mad, or anything to that capacity. Sit with yourself. That can literally just be for 5 minutes. 5 minutes can be long. It can be long. And I believe in silence. I believe in stillness. Because we're always moving, probably going in this, that, and a third, or we need to hear something, a beat or something like that.
Watch something,
just, no distractions, just sit with yourself. Write it down, say it out, go outside, get in touch with yourself. I think that will just help you.
Yeah. I feel like yoga really helped me a lot. Like, when I started doing yoga and stuff, that helped me a lot. Like, as far as, like, just balancing my emotions, especially in the mornings, like before I would go to work and stuff, like doing that before I even like touch my phone or do anything like that, it really helped me ground myself and figure out how I wanted my day to be, and not to let anybody, dictate how I'm going to move about my day, how I'm going to react to things when it doesn't go my way. That helped me a lot. So if you're someone who struggles with, like, like you're having a good morning and then you get to work and somebody says something wrong to you and I have a bad day. Like I was one of those people and I had to figure out what worked for me. Like I noticed that slower mornings work for me. Like when I take my time in the morning and I do something that pours into me and it makes me feel good and it makes me feel happy and like I get to work and it's like I have more empathy, I have more patience, I have more, just I'm able to see things for what it is, but also just move on from them and forgive and not be so stuck in emotions that I feel like aren't good for me, like it just messes up my day. And now I'm just putting that, everything that person just did to me, I'm putting that onto everybody else. When I just woke up and I was having a great morning, so just having control of your emotions all starts with that stillness and, so go see my girl too, because she gonna get you right. Do you think emotional intelligence can be learned or does it come naturally with life experience? Or do you think it can be taught to someone?
I believe emotional intelligence can be learned and taught, but it does come through experience. If you haven't grown up around people who are emotionally intelligent, to know, if you don't do the self-work to maybe read a book or to figure out what is emotional intelligence. Let's figure out the definition. Let's figure out what this looks like. Let's try to put this in practice. What does this look like for me? Not for this person in this book or this person on television. Yes. What does this look like for me? I feel like, so it can be learned, it can be taught, but I believe that it does come through experience, because sometimes you can read something and be like, okay, I like this, and then it's time to put it into play, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Like, you read the book like them.
And it took me a while to actually start practicing those models. Yeah.
So it's easy to learn about something, but like, I believe life experience in itself is going to put you to the test of actually figuring out, have you been able to
let them?
You've been able to put into practice what you learned. I feel like a lot of times we're going to learn. We may pick up on things, anything like that. Boy, you put into practice what you learned. Last year, I did a course. I did a leadership course. And it was something just about networking, just in business and stuff like that. I really was trying to, P's and Q's.
Yes.
Just learning and just uplifting, trying to elevate my business portfolio, my network. And I'm like, okay, leadership. After I did a leadership course, I did 3 more courses. I had to slow myself down and say, Aiyana, why are you doing all these courses? What have you put into practice? You're going to learn whatever you want to. It's easy. For me, it's easy to learn. I love knowledge. I love information. I'm always seeking it. But when am I going to put it into practice? When I'm faced with something? No. So I've been on a quest to, if I'm learning something, if I'm trying to do something, giving myself that time to put it into practice.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I feel like, like you said, I struggled with that too. Like just retaining all these self-help books and all these knowledge and stuff like that. And then I'm like, wait.
I love a self-help.
Right. But it's like you have to practice using those things, like if you don't practice, then it's really just words going in one ear and out the other. It's just like watching something and just not letting it resonate with you. You have to sit with it. You have to practice it. Like you said, what does this look like for me? Because everybody looks at things differently and it's different for everybody. So you do have to find your place in it. And that's something I feel like I found a good balance with now. Like, one, giving myself grace and knowing that I'm doing the work and at least I'm accountable and self-aware, because I feel like you said, a lot of people lack that right now. So it's like, I'm just happy that I'm at a place where I'm even able to be teachable.
I'm proud of that. Sense. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I do agree. I feel like it's you learn with life experiences, because like I said, people were I met my friend Sarah and she was telling me certain things that, she feels like I should work on, but at the same time telling me things that she thinks are great about me. And I feel like that helped me become self-aware, but I had to do the work.
Absolutely.
I had to go through life and start in that moment catching myself. Oh, you're doing this now. Oh, this is what's happening right now. Okay, this is what you're feeling, and I had to do that work. So even though I was made aware, I had to do the work. So either way, I feel like it goes hand in hand. You could teach yourself or someone can teach you, but you have to want to learn and grow with it, you know? So yeah, I do agree. How do we hold ourselves accountable without drowning in guilt for past behavior?
It's it's a level of grace and forgiveness that comes with it. You gotta be, you have to be like, you have to give yourself grace. I feel like most times people are their worst critics. So we can state this, that, and a third, maybe incorrect, or areas in which we want to, like areas of concern per se. But then you also have to give yourself grace to be like, okay, well, like I said, I just learned this. So let me actually give myself some time to put it into practice. And time, you may not be able to put a cap on the time. You may not be able to say 30 days, 60 days, 75 days, 90 days.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like life and God will humble you in a way of like, okay. And then you may just get like this burst and be like, woof, I'm free. Enough is enough. You get what I'm saying? So I think it just comes with like a level of grace and forgiveness you got to have with yourself, because you have to want to do it. You have to be willing with yourself. And then on the journey to forgiveness, like you have to.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, grace, and like just knowing that you're not the only one. Like everybody, like I feel like that's really the thing. Like everybody thinks that they're the only one suffering with these thoughts and these feelings, or feeling like they're not doing enough, or they're not being, a better person, or they're not being the best version of themselves. But like we all face those thoughts. We all, even the best of people that I know, still face the thought of, am I doing enough? Am I growing enough? Am I putting enough into myself to grow? And I feel like that's just a natural human reaction to have, a natural human thought to have. Like, and that just shows, first of all, that shows enough, like give yourself a pat on the back for even thinking that. Because you know how many people walk through life and they do not care about, like anything that is going on. They just going, So just be happy that you are aware of those things and you even think about those things, because that is a true testament to character as well.
Absolutely.
Like I said, people don't be caring.
You also have to celebrate like
the wins,
the wins, the little things, all the things. You have to, I'm huge on romanticize your life.
Yes.
Romanticize it. So whatever it looks like for you, I live for myself. At the end of the day, I was born alone. I will die alone. So it's like, how am I creating this life for myself? How do I love this life for myself? How do I love myself? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, celebrate them.
Yes.
Be happy about it.
Yeah.
In the little things. You had a good day. Woo.
Yes.
Because it'd be hard.
Girl, I do. I'd be so happy when I have a whole good day. Because I'd be like, wow, like you really got through this day without cussing nobody out, getting the attitude, nothing. Like,
because
okay.
you also know how far you've come. You know how hard that is. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Sometimes we like mislook those things. We had a good week. We had a good day. We got good grades.
Yes.
We got Dean's List. Like, like acknowledge that. That's big. You deserve to be recognized for that.
Yeah. And I feel like you said, like self-love is a big thing, because I feel like that plays into how we really talk to ourselves, like make sure you're talking nicely to yourself and reminding yourself of all the good things about you. Like, yes, you have things to grow from, but you have things that maybe make you stronger than others, or maybe make you more resilient than others, or maybe make you just...
It makes you.
Yeah, literally. And that's something I had to do too. Like, because I think that's another reason why I had so much misplaced anger. From growing up in such a trauma-filled environment, you begin to think that you are that trauma and you are that person and you are that evil, mean person all the time. But there's parts of you that are beautiful, that people love, because, like, and I feel like that's something I had to learn and reteach myself. Like, you're worthy to be loved. You're worthy to be seen. You're worthy to be a part of these rooms. You know what I'm saying? So be nice to yourself in the way you speak to yourself. Be kind, and just remind yourself of who you are, girl. You that girl, like you that boy, you that man. You have to like talk that way to yourself. Like, just be kinder to yourself. In this hard world, you have to. What advice would you give to someone who realizes they may have hurt someone who didn't deserve it?
Apologize. Like, apologize to yourself. Allow yourself to acknowledge what you may have done.
Yep.
Allow yourself to just see it. And go right your wrongs. No, I don't believe that.
Yes.
There's no time frame. And I know this may be different for other people, but I don't believe that there's no time frame. If you can see that, okay, all right, girl, that was not right, or I didn't say this right, or you know what, I'm big on, like, if something was placed on my heart, if something was placed in my spirit, I need to acknowledge it. Yes. I need to make amends with it. I need to make it right. Apologize to yourself. Forgive yourself. Acknowledge what you have done. Forgive yourself. But then, go to the person, because they need closure as well.
Yes.
Whether they want to believe it or not, they need closure as well. That ego may be big, And that's also a good lesson for you to learn.
Yes.
Because to step up to that, to acknowledge that, to right your wrong, to whatever capacity, to whoever it may be, that takes some, yeah. So I'm going to just say, apologize to yourself and the person.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had a situation like that too, and I didn't even realize how much it healed me. Like someone apologizing to me for something that I forgot that they even did, you know, like, and well, maybe I thought I forgot, but when they said it, when they apologized to me, when they came to me without me asking for that forgiveness, it was like, first of all, it reminded me of the pain I felt in that moment, and then it also like relieved all those feelings, because I was just like, wow, like you see what you've done, and you're aware, and like that is just so healing for both parties. Like I know that she walked away happier and I walked away happier, because even if we don't get to be like this, we know that there's still love and a connection there, and and we're able to see each other for where we were at and appreciate the bond that was there, and we also can choose if we want to grow from that, so I feel like that is just comes with growth too, and maturity, because sometimes when you're immature, you can't really hear anybody's apology, but do it for you. If you feel like it's going to make you feel better, apologizing to that person because you know what you have done and how it's affecting you. Don't do it to get that what's the word, validation from them. Do it because you want to feel better about yourself and how you carry yourself in the world,
And I think it's good to, like, that's why I say apologize to yourself.
Yes.
Because you may come across people that's not going to forgive you.
Yeah.
That still may be rough around the edges and still may give you
feel like
whatever
crap. Yeah.
that comes back from it. But as long as you forgive you, you're doing it for you. So it doesn't matter how anybody else reacts or responds. It's for you. That's it.
Agreed. Wow, that was great advice. Before we close out this episode, I want to leave you with something to reflect on. Sometimes the anger we carry isn't really about the person standing in front of us. It's about pain we haven't processed, conversations we've avoided, or wounds we haven't fully understood yet. And unfortunately, the people who love us the most can end up receiving the weight of emotions that were never meant for them. But awareness is where change begins. Learning to pause and ask ourselves, what am I really feeling right now? Can be the difference between damaging a relationship and deepening one. So whether you've been the person who misplaced your anger or the person who received it, I hope this conversation encourages you a little bit more to be a little bit more compassionate, take some accountability, and self-reflect for all of us. Thank you so much for this conversation. It was so good. And I really, really appreciate it. It was very healing for me. It was very therapeutic, and I hope it can help our viewers as well. I like to end the episodes doing my little segments, watched and read, and self-reflection of the week. So we'll start with watched and read. I'm reading right now The Housemaid because I didn't watch the movie yet. I'm going to watch the movie after I read the book because I heard the movie was really, really good, and I heard the book was really, really good as well. So I'm reading the book. It's pretty good. I'm like 5 chapters in, but it's pretty good, and it's very intriguing. And I want to say, am I watching anything right now? No, I really haven't had time to watch anything. I've been busy. I've been, working, recording these episodes for y'all. So I haven't really been watching anything other than the episodes. So how about you? What have you watched or read recently?
I haven't read, but the last book that I was reading that I need to pick up. So yeah, I'm going to pick this up this week. The last book that I picked up was The Bait of Satan. I can't even tell you. I can't tell you the author. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'll find it.
But it's called The Bait of Satan. I can take a picture of it and I'll send it to you. Melody gave me this book.
Yes, my girl Mel.
I love her bad. But okay. So The Bait of Satan. This was something that has been on my must reads for 2 years, and then I picked it up. I read 2 chapters. And I put it down, and I got to pick it back up. So this week, I'm going to pick it back up. Just
this your sign.
Speaking about it, absolutely. So The Bait of Satan, that's really good. Just some 2 chapters that I read. What I'm watching right now, I'm not really watching nothing but podcasts. So
same.
Yeah.
That's good though. Shoot, we on our self-reflection. We're on our growth journey. We not really into the theatrics right now, but as long as you're doing you, and I'm really happy about your business. I feel like it's such needed in this community, and I love that you're very intentional about where you want to go with it and the experience you want to give to those people. So make sure y'all shout out to her and follow her, and make sure you guys support her business and book her, because I'm gonna be in there first though, so don't book it before I do. But yeah, we're gonna do self-reflection of the week. So basically, like something that you've grown from that maybe has resurfaced recently, and you were like, dang, and you had to catch yourself like.
Let me think.
Why you think? I'm going to tell them mine.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
The other night, I want to say like 2 or 3 nights ago at work, I was really impatient. Like, they was taking forever to let me in the door. And I kind of felt like they were doing it purposely, but I don't know if they were or if it was just my trauma really like coming up, like people trying to be funny or people like, I don't know. It just came up. It surface level. Then I kind of like had a mini blow up. I didn't blow up, but it was a mini blow up. And it was like, I caught myself kind of immediately and I was just like, let it go. And I feel like that kind of goes back to like the misplaced anger thing. Like I was a little cranky. I didn't get enough sleep. And then like I got there and I felt like they were taking too long to like do what I needed them to do, whatever. So it was like, I just had to sit with that and be like, it really wasn't even them that pissed me off. It was just, I didn't take enough time out of my day to take care of myself. And now I came in here in this environment where I'm highly, elevated in my emotions. And it's like, I let it get the best of me for a second. But I quickly calmed myself down. And I feel like I just had to give myself grace. Because at first I was a little hard on myself. I was like, damn, you're a bitch. And then I was like, you know what? No, you're not a bitch. You had a bad moment. But at least you're able to look at it and be like, that was a bad moment, you know? So that was mine.
Okay, so my self-reflection was, I feel like lately I've been busy. So I've been boom, 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 boom,
Just
boom,
moving.
boom. Yeah, and I don't like that. I used to want to be booked and busy and vroom, 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 vroom. That's not the life that I desire for myself. That's not the life God desires for me, to be completely honest. I am a slow and steady woman.
Yes.
I'm a slow and steady girl. I love a slow morning. I love to just like ebb and flow, just ease into it. Yes, I love structure and to be productive per se, but when I get too much into boom, 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 it disrupts my nervous system. So I realized that I was boom, 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 maybe for like 3-4 days last week. And going into the weekend, I was super intentional about, girl, slow down. Slow down and be really intentional. If you don't have to do it all, I like to, weekends are kind of like your time if you really don't have too much to do per se. So I want to whole to-do list, girl, no to-do list. 2 things, that's it.
Period.
That's
I love that
so
for
I
you.
slowed it down, and this weekend I just felt like that girl. Like I was just soft, I was feminine, I was laughable, I was just able to easily connect with people and just not free float, but like float per se. So definitely had to catch myself because hustle and bustle was trying to get me, but I said no.
I love that. And I love that you felt better at the end of that. That, that's what it's all about. Just making sure you put yourself first, that mental health first, your body first, everything. Listen to your body, listen to your nervous system, But remember, healing doesn't just come from understanding others. It comes from understanding ourselves. So thank you for being here. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let them know again where they can follow you at Innate Elements.
Yes. So business
your personal
is,
page as well.
Instagram is Innate Elements. You can find us at www.innateelements.com. For Aiyana, anything to do with me, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at all things Aiyana 3 A's.
Period. And all that will be linked in the description. Make sure you guys again follow me on Riah's Purpose. All the fitness content is coming back. Self-love content, doing my skincare, all that is coming back. My Get Ready With Me is all the stuff that I love, even more fashion content. And also follow us on TikTok because I need y'all to move over to Blunt Talks TikTok. Get that algorithm up, support over there. And thank y'all again for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.